Welcome to Quick Bites. SimTheWorld here, making 5-star dishes in Cooking Simulator. Today we are tackling the marinated sweet and sour pork. If you've been following along, a few episodes back we did the sweet and sour pork. This is the advanced version. So to start off today, we're actually going to be moving over towards the blender for a lot of this. So to our food processor, we're going to add 2 eggs. Cracked, of course. We don't need the eggshells, so we'll throw those eggshells on the floor, throw in the egg, and we'll do that twice. Boom. Now this goes for a little mix, and keep watch here. This is a magic trick. 200 grams of eggs, blend it. It's blended, and there is now 100 milliliters of whatever is left. Where did half the egg go? So to the food processor, we're going to add 5 grams of salt, 7 grams of starch, and 10 milliliters of soy sauce. So let's start off with the salt. Again, watch what you're pouring in and not what you're, pouring up top. We put in 5 grams of salt, but 6 poured, so that magical gram ended up elsewhere. Same here. I also noticed there's a delay on pouring when you're pouring into the food processor, so that's something to keep in mind. And then 10 milliliters of soy sauce, which, to make things simple, we're going to do it this way. And it's in there. It's always easier to pour off into a bowl. If you are an expert, then go ahead and freehand it. But the marinade's taken care of. Next step is the tomato sauce. So now we're going to add 2 tomatoes to a food processor. Both go in. 2 pieces of garlic. And then we're going to blend this. So again, we got 1 food processor stand and a couple bowls. We'll let this blend a bit. Looks good to me. And we have 206 milliliters blended. Interesting. So to this, we will add 6 grams of oregano and then 5 grams of salt and black pepper. So we'll, again, watch what's pouring in. Take your time. This is, because of that delay, it can throw you off. There it is, 5 grams. And again, for the black pepper, take your time. No need to mess up the steps here. This is the easy part today. Now we turn to the pork tenderloin. So let's come back to our station. So we're going to take a pork tenderloin, we're going to drizzle the marinade over it, and then we'll cut it into 25-gram pieces. We'll fry that for 80 seconds with 15 milliliters of sunflower oil. So I'm actually going to pour the sunflower oil first, get the pan ready to go. 1 over, we can always taste that. Ooh, that tastes like sunflower to me. So now this is where things get interesting. You can drizzle it over the pork tenderloin and try your hand at cutting into 25-gram pieces, but I think we should be able to drizzle on the pieces that I cut here. That way you can make sure you have perfectly cut pieces without worrying. So to test my theory, we're going to do this with the pieces first. We're going to take our marinade and we're going to drizzle this over. And I'm going to try to get all the pieces here coated. And I think that's everything. So this is where some interesting little tidbits come up. So here you can see the pieces have between 1 to 2 milliliters or grams on each piece. So I think that's actually kind of right. Let's give this a shake in the pan. Everything's flat, so everything should cook evenly. But I want to show you guys something here. We did it over into a bowl and we still have 110 milliliters of the sauce, of the marinade. So I'm wondering if we can't keep reusing that. And to show you guys, we're going to move the marinade back. If we take the pork tenderloin like we were supposed to, we then drizzle the marinade on this. Oh, no, we didn't want to do that. All right, we've reset. Now you can actually drizzle this on the pork tenderloin. I want to show you guys. Again, if you're careful and keep this in the bowl, put this back, we still have 110 milliliters of the marinade, and this is thoroughly coated. And if you were to cut this now up into 25-gram pieces, you can see it changes weird colors. This is why I like to cut up the pieces first and then drizzle, because you never know how big these pieces are going to turn out. You can eyeball it, but see, there's a 25-gram piece, but look at that. Everything's less than 1 gram or 1 milliliter. So I think that's what we're kind of aiming for. Oh, this cut wasn't that bad. There's some decent sized pieces there. So we could have used that. Something to keep in mind. I do think it's interesting. Maybe you can use one marinade for these pork tenderloins and then keep saving it in a bowl. Something to try in the future, see if that works. But this we will fry for 80 seconds. So again, grab your phone. Everyone carries one. Open up the stopwatch and 80 seconds. We'll see you when that's taken care of. There we have it. 80 seconds complete. You can see the pork tenderloin is almost cooked all the way through. A little bit to go. We're actually going to transfer this to a plate, kind of set aside for the moment. And to the pan, we're going to add 20 milliliters of water, 10 grams of sugar, and our 100 milliliters of tomato sauce. So actually, let's bring the tomato sauce over. You can see we actually have 206 milliliters. That's okay. We're going to grab our 50 milliliter ladle. That will make things a lot easier. And things are going to get a little chaotic here, but bear with me. For the water, I'm actually going to measure this because I don't want to mess this up. So we want 20 milliliters. See, we went a little bit over. But with a little tasting, we have 20 milliliters left. And of course, we can use our ladle to ladle that into the pot. Or the pan, I should say. There we go. Set this down. We can get rid of this bowl. Don't need that anymore. We need our sugar, which I believe we left over here. Oh no, I don't think I got sugar. Let me run to the shop. And coming back from the pantry, we got our sugar. Usually try to have that all laid out for us. Oh, it's right in front of me. I'm an idiot. So to this, we need 10 grams. Not too bad. Make sure you're watching the bottom left. 10 grams in, and to that, we need 100 milliliters of the tomato sauce. That's going to be 2 spatula fulls. There we go. And there's still 100 left, so you can get another dish out of this one tomato sauce blend. So it's almost seeming like the marinade will last forever. The sauce will get you 2 dishes, so if you do this twice, you're really getting your money's worth. So to this, we're going to boil that for 20 seconds and then add the pork tenderloin in for another 20 seconds. So I'm actually just going to do both, and we'll come back when that's wrapped up. Let this go for 20 seconds. We'll load this in, and you'll come back to the finished product. And we're finishing up here. We're almost at 20 seconds with the pork in. Cut the heat. Should be good to go. The pork's completely cooked all the way through. The sauce isn't quite fully cooked, but I don't think we missed any steps. So everything gets transferred into a deep plate, and we'll serve this hot. So we have our deep plate. How much sauce do we have? We have 134 milliliters. Let's grab our ladle and do this correctly. And we'll transfer this all into the deep plate. And then to that, we'll put our pork in, and we'll garnish with 6 grams of cilantro. A full pork tenderloin for a dish, that's incredible. I wish I was at this restaurant too. Oh, look at that little stack. Let's give this a little jostle. That looks pretty nice, if I don't say so myself. Let's get this served. See if we get our full 5 stars. And the customer says, we nailed it. So would you look at that, full 5 stars, and we sliced that pork up first. So it just goes to show, don't bother drizzling it on top and then cutting it. You don't lose anything by slicing it up and getting the perfect pieces first. So it's a little mess of a kitchen, but I'd say If you get a couple of these sliced up first, you have the marinade that lasts forever. And then go ahead and make, the tomato sauce is so quick and easy to make. You take the food processor, grab some vegetables, and blend it. This is a dish that you can just serve repeatedly over and over in your kitchen and get a bunch of fame points. And it's worth a lot, so hopefully this helped you in your cooking career. These little tips and tricks hopefully will get you the full 5 stars as you carry through and get your 5-star kitchen. With that, thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch, as I'll occasionally stream live. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.